Okay, so I decided to make another little video because I got an ask that I get quite frequently, and I'll answer it and tell you an amusing little story. So, the ask was, what are you afraid of? And there's actually a few things that I'm pretty afraid of, and most of them are weird, to be honest. I'm afraid, deathly, deathly afraid. Like, I can't explain to you the extent of this phobia. Yes, I would classify it as a phobia of driving. Yeah, driving. I'm 27 and I'm just now forcing myself to get a learner's permit. The last time I tried to drive a car, I pulled over and started puking in a ditch by my driveway. It's pretty sad. And I have no idea where the phobia came from. Like, I've never been in a car wreck or never even really driven. And since I haven't really driven, like, bad drivers don't scare me. I ride in the car with psychotic people all the time, like, and nothing. So I don't know where the fear came from. Like, I genuinely have no clue. So driving, hospitals and asylums. I've always been scared of both. Um, I have weird reoccurring nightmares of being stuck in an asylum, like on a restraint gurney, and it's really scary. But hospitals count too. My nanny was in the hospital a few months ago, and like I had to give myself like a little man speech. You're a man, you can do this, like to even go into the hospital. um, Loud noises, specifically popping balloons or popping biscuit cans. Those, oh my god, like balloons, most people look at balloons and they're like, oh, it's balloons. I'm excited, balloons. Pretty balloons. And I'm like, oh my god, motherfucking balloons. Like, might as well have put me in a room with a fucking time bomb, you dickhole. Like, I can't look at how pretty they are. I can't relax. Like, all I can think is it's gonna pop. When is it gonna pop? Is it gonna pop now? What about now? 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 Like, nah, nah, not down with that. And popping biscuit cans, like, I love to cook. I'm a big cook, but if it involves cooking those damn canned biscuits, I go and take the biscuits to somebody else and run away with my hands in my ears until they pop it and I can come back and retrieve them. And at scary movies, most people cover their eyes. I cover my ears like this. Like, you'll see me in the theater and everyone else will be like, and I'll be like, sights don't scare me ever, unless it's crawling people. Um, but sounds scare the shit out of me always, always. And when I jump, like from one of those jump noises, I don't just jump like it feels like my skeleton's trying to rip out of my body. Like I so violently jump that it hurts. So I really just don't. I'm not a fan of that. And the last fear is I mentioned it a second ago, crawling. I don't like crawling people, pieces of people, ghosts of people. Like if you're not a baby, you shouldn't be crawling. Ever. Ever. Like, it freaks me the fuck out to see crawling shit. Like, a mediocre ass movie. I'll see, the trailer or something, and there's crawling in it, and I'm like, that movie looks scary as fuck. And then I go, and of course, the movie is terrible, except for that 2 seconds of crawling, in which I have to, like, flip my shit. And generally, what I do now is hide my face in my boyfriend's armpit. It's a safe place. So, um, but yeah, no. My brother-in-law, I've mentioned him before, Kyle. Kyle thinks it's hilarious to wait until I'm around the house, like doing shit, and then just crawl up to me out of nowhere. Every single time I beat the shit out of him. Like, my brain registers that's Kyle, don't hit him, but I do it before I can even stop myself. Which brings me to the little story I was gonna tell. They say that human beings are always fight or flight. You're either fight or you're flight. Well, I'm fight, obviously. Every time anything scares me, even if I see that it's my own brother-in-law, I proceed to beat the shit out of it. But my best friend is flight. Like, unless she's completely cornered. But she is always hilarious. Hilarious with her escapes. Like, we went to this haunted house once, and she was like, well, we should stay together. We should stay in a line. Don't break ranks. But you better hurry the fuck up. You better, like, run. If something's coming, you better run. Well, I didn't need to worry about that because she was in front of me and I was holding on to her. And she would just drag me along in her wake. And the plan was working fine for, like, I guess 30 minutes or so. Then suddenly, this chainsaw guy comes. And he pinned us, me and her, into, like, a corner of, well, like the last half of the room, and there was a corner in the room, and JD started backing up. And I was like, oh, she's gonna dart around the guy. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. My legs are ready. Nah. She just backed up into the corner of the room and started slamming me into the back of the corner until I let her go and she ran away and left me for the dude. That's how much she loves me. And then another time, one of our friends scared her at home, which I'll tell this story in detail another time. But when she escaped, she ran past me and everybody else in the house and went for the back door instead of going for the front door. And I was like, why'd you go for the back door? And she was like, so it would have to get you guys first. For real? You're ruthless as shit. Like, why do I want to ally myself with you in the zombie apocalypse again? Because you will sacrifice me. You say you won't, but you will. You will. So there's my little answer to the what are you afraid of ask. If you guys have any more asks, please, 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 go ahead, ask. I don't care if you're on and on. I don't care if you're mocking me because that just gives me cause to make fun of you back. And if there's anything that I'm good at, it's hurting people's feelings. So, um, yeah, I like answering questions. Oh, yes, and look at this shit. Like, look at my shirt. Can you see that? It's like, it says, "You're all my kittens now," which is this shirt. Got it from Fright Rags, so I know a lot of you guys are Freddy Krueger fans like me. Fright Rags has like these awesome, awesome shirts. They have one that I'm about to get that says WWJD, but it's "What would Jason do?" which is the best thing in the world. And oh, my sweet arm warmers, check them out, check them out. They aren't actually arm warmers, they were knee-high socks. But since my calves are fat like the rest of me, they wouldn't fit my legs, so I was like, fuck you, and turned them into arm warmers, because I'm high fashion like that. But, end of video.